Okay. And that's why I held on for like 30 minutes of just pure darkness.
I slit his throat and pulled his head off. It was pleasant.
I bet it was. Must be so fucking nice to kill someone with no remorse.
What was tragic is that after the fifth person, I really got the hang of it. I really found my voice in decapitation.
In serial killing?
No, it's not serial killing. It is a commitment. It is a full-time job to murder.
I bet you some of these yabos who...
We should just leave this in and just start the show like
Yeah.
that. What the fuck? Do we sound like mental patients?
You sound like an episode of Nito and Friends.
This isn't that podcast. Okay, so for all our listeners,
Okay.
why are we not watching Con Air today? That is a great question.
We did... Well, to be fair, I did watch Con Air.
I didn't.
You got another week.
Fuck.
It's all right. My
We're
wife...
still gonna do mine?
Yeah, I want to talk about Con Air. I got some strong feelings about it.
Don't state them.
I won't state them, but also I told my wife it was a Jerry Bruckheimer joint.
Isn't that the guy from the pirate movies?
Yes, but also she's a big fan of the show Cold Case, and he produces that show. And man, I didn't realize that my wife was into Jerry Bruckheimer movies because she likes their aesthetics. But we'll hold on to that. I'm holding on to that.
Okay.
But we got a special presentation for you.
Today we're gonna bless every single one of you with Tiger's Tales. For those who live under a rock and don't know what Tiger's Tales is, it is 2009's greatest production, brought to life by our very own Carlos Enriquez.
Yes. Also, this is the second episode of Enriquez and Gudino,
I'm Gudino.
Our movie podcast show. And yes, we're doing this because after last week's recording, I showed Jonathan, my co-host, a couple of my own.
No, I forced him to. What is that? You're showing me like convention stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, cut the fat. Show me what Tiger's Tales is. And I went down a loophole of Tiger's Tales. He shot it at
rabbit hole.
The one we watched was the edited 2012 retelling.
Yes,
which is a butcher. It's
unholy.
unholy.
It's a total butcher job. I agree. Look, here's the thing. I think the re-edits I did tightened the movie up, but at the cost of some very bad color grading, or good.
It looks yellow.
Well, some scenes look yellow.
And yellow means Mexico. We're not in Mexico in this film, in this digital movie, which is shot with a digital camera. Feel bad about yourself.
Oh, you're gonna have some strong feelings once you see the credits.
We're gonna pause and play and do the commentary thing, but this is my first time taking it in. I don't want to sit down and watch the whole thing and then talk about it. I want to sit down and just.
So this is an audio commentary.
Yeah.
So right now, all of you, we'll put a link into where you can watch this, where you can watch Tiger's Tale here. Mm-hmm. This is something I made in 2009 over a summer during my summer break. After my second semester of art school, where I had learned some video editing techniques. So think about this. Think young man Carlos Enriquez, right? He's had 2 semesters.
Happy birthday. You just turned 34.
Yes, I did.
I brought him flowers.
My birthday.
I brought him a flower, not flowers. I brought him a flower.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Thank you, Jonathan. And I'm thinking this is how full of this is my confidence level right here. I'm thinking, well, I've been going home and making these short films with my friends every summer. I'm gonna do the greatest thing ever. I'm gonna make a feature-length film, and by feature-length I mean 71 minutes, which was considered feature-length in the 30s.
How pretentious is it? Asking for Michael. Michael is one of our D&D participants, friend, companion, coworker, and he said, "How pretentious was it? How pretentious?" I said, 1 to 10.
I was 20. And I had 2 semesters of art school.
So it's super pretentious.
Yes.
You're not educated enough to have graduated, and you still have the ignorance of the
blush of youth. Hold on,
you have the blush of youth.
Here, okay.
You held on for 30 minutes. How long have you held on the dark?
Real quick.
How many dark scenes?
A lot. Okay. Real quick. I miss an era of YouTube video essays that were made by a bunch of fresh-faced college grads like film school grads instead of like these uneducated. Like I watched the foundation films of these grads during those early days of essay videos, and now who have never read a book am now going to educate other people, like poor Jonathan here, on how films work.
Thank you for your patience.
Anyways, we're about to click start. So on 3, 2, 1. And these are the opening credits. You will be hearing... Actually, a good way to know if you sync this up correctly is if you can hear the audio sync up with your audio.
Tiger's Tail.
Yeah. So this
on
is
a
the
typewriter.
This is the opening credits.
Do you still have that typewriter?
Oh, look, I put a video by...
Not a movie? Not a film?
So in art school, I was taught that, like, look, man, if you're going to shoot something on video, don't be pretentious and say it's a film. You shot it on video. Be respectful to the format in which you shot it.
Okay, so you're at least smart enough to know that would have been a complete,
Oh, no,
head cut off.
So the boyfriend at the time of one of my actresses, the one that everyone says is good, complained about it to her under his breath during the screening. I held a screening for this, by the way.
How'd that go?
In my own garage at my mom's house.
That's still a screening.
Yeah, invited all of the actors and people who participated and helped, and we had like a projector and everything. We put it on like on a white sheet and everything, and it was cool. Mm-hmm. But I could hear my friend, whose name we just saw, Tiffany there. My friend Tiffany's boyfriend at the time say like, he didn't really call it a video.
He said that?
He's like, wait, is he really calling this a video? I'm like, in the back, I'm just like,
you
yes.
never told him this, right?
No. I mean, I think they've broken up since. He's not the same man that she married now. So in Arizona.
So he's like, you called it a video?
He wanted me to call it a film,
but it was not shot on film. It was shot.
So I look
on a video recording.
And here's the thing: I understand that our films shot on video, like 28 Days Later and the movie Bubble by Steven Soderbergh. There's a lot, and now almost everything is shot on video. But art school knowledge has told me that, like, look, fucking, if it's shot on video, it's a video. You made a video.
I'm gonna make the first comment about this film so far. Oh, this video. How is it so steady?
One, it is. I have a. What do you mean?
How is it so steady? You're holding this shot very clearly.
Because I have a tripod on.
Okay, I like that.
What? See, look, shot.
Because most of your
and here are the opening credits, by the way. The opening credits I just typed out in real time.
No editing.
Well, a few. There was like one shot that I had to edit because I needed to add it in later.
Where do you get this audio from?
The music? It's just classical music. I forget the name of the composers. I'm very bad. I still have that typewriter underneath my bed right now.
Does it still work?
Hell yeah, it works.
Fuck yeah. Because most of your shots are very, very shaky. I made a joke about your gimbal.
And here's my pen. Here's my pen with the fucking I-5 in Sacramento.
And you could hear the...
It's a local film. Aren't you proud of that?
What did he say? I can't hear over the tires.
You're on time.
Would you do a long shot intro? Like 30-second, like let's say Forrest Gump with a feather coming in, hold on it for like a minute and 30 seconds type shit?
If there was a point to it, yeah.
Okay.
Like for example, having that like little shot where it like follows the feather is part of like how you bring people into the movie. In this case, I just thought it was, I can't even tell you what I was thinking at this time, just thinking that this in my head, that's a weird fucking cut.
How was that weird? That looked good.
In my head, I thought like, oh, look at how like against the grain I am by like holding onto this very normal panning back and forth shot. I really should have I really should have oiled my tripod at the time.
So it was 3 of you all together this day.
Yes.
This was all shot in one day.
Yes.
I like the consistency then, because sometimes you see the shadows changing and stuff like that, and it's like, what happened? What happened?
Well, that scene later on where where my friend Tiffany's like confronting my brother's character
at the door. Or?
At the door.
Okay.
That was shot in one afternoon, but you can see the lighting change.
Yeah, you brought it up the first time we watched.
You'll see it better this time.
What would you do differently for shots like that? Would you shoot it earlier, not like at dusk or whatever, or like?
Yes, I would shoot it earlier.
I was more sunlight in the.
Look, I was shooting this in between when I was working, and I was working every day at the job that my dad gave me. So, and here's the address for where these so-called thieves were. Oh, and I call it Chandler Street because as a little shout out to my man Raymond Chandler, who wrote The Big Sleep and The Long Goodbye. Great.
This is a director that doesn't know you, right?
No, this is a dead author who wrote some of the greatest LA-based detective novels ever.
Who is the one using the typewriter?
Me.
Oh,
that's me.
Okay.
Get it? It's the author's hand.
Do you think it's? I was watching a video today on characterization, right? And they were saying how a narrator in a story is just. It takes away the show don't tell of a movie.
What do you think? I'm glad you say that because I fucking hate when people say show don't tell because I think it's the stupidest fucking like misused.
You're very passionate about that.
Yes.
Like, why?
Okay.
Because I've heard CinemaSins complain about it. Narration. Blah, blah.
Also, CinemaSins the bad is a.
We don't talk about CinemaSins. This is the first and last time you'll hear this on the show.
So, okay, I don't believe in show don't tell because I believe that sometimes you can have a really good actor describe something that will live in your mind. Case in point, the scene, well, every fucking play by Shakespeare is a good example. And then the scene in Gremlins where the girl, or like the main love interest, I forget her name, sorry. She's describing the worst, sorry. She's describing the worst Christmas ever, and she's talking about how her dad dressed up like Santa Claus, went down the chimney, and then like nobody heard from him, and then like they started getting a smell coming out of the chimney, and they looked up and they saw that it was her dad dressed up in a Santa Claus costume. He tried to come down the chimney, but he got stuck and broke his neck and died. We don't see it. She just describes it in the most bone-chilling way.
Gremlins, dude, as an example of narration being okay.
Yeah, well, that was okay. Well, first off, it depends on what you mean by narration. Like narration, showing it can be good if it's just literally describing what you're seeing. Then fine.
When people try to give backstories on someone and they use words with it.
What do you mean?
Fuck, there's a word for it. It's like your father was a good man and I chose you to be when they like try to say something about the character, like this girl's a police officer and the police chief walks in and he's like, you know what? I take a lot from you because your father was. And they, what is it?
That's just that's not narration or anything. That's just like
there's
straight up. That's exposition.
Exposition. That's shit.
That's background. Exposition.
That exposition shit.
Oh, that's my old home. That's my homeboy Lionel. He lives in Sacramento. But he's playing a small town hood who happens to know like the people. He's an informant. He's what? Like he's the small town hood who knows everybody, and he's like grilling him for info on these sword thieves.
Going to the Gremlins thing again. Was that exposition? She was talking about her dad breaking her neck in the fireplace.
That wasn't exposition because we never meet her dad. It was just a weird. It's just a really out of place. It's a big-lipped alligator moment in a movie that's made up of them. Well, not okay. Gremlins 2 is a big-lipped alligator moment of a movie, but I love it for that.
Who shot Gremlins?
Joe Dante, my man. Fucking love Joe Dante. He's so underrated.
Did you watch?
I used to listen to his podcast a lot.
Is he dead now?
No, he's still around. I just kind of dipped out for a while, but he does a podcast. Shout out to Joe Dante.
Who's the Cronenberg that directed Infinity Pool?
Brandon, his son.
Brandon, what do you think about his direction?
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet. I'm getting around to it.
We should watch it. It's good.
We will.
I like it.
All right. So there's Gale and Stupid going up.
Who's Stupid?
Okay, listen.
Go ahead. We're on the record. Tell us how you really feel, Carlos.
No, his character's stupid. That's why I call him Stupid.
Okay. He's the Kronk to pull the lever?
Yeah.
Bitch or whatever?
Yeah. That fucking little camera movement you love so much.
I doubt it. I'm thinking anyways.
What? You can't do that.
I could have cut earlier.
Pipe down, girl.
Pipe down, woman.
Yeah.
Leo,
I like that.
calm down.
He's like 6 feet tall, so I had to get up on a thing and like really put the. It makes him look like 8 feet tall there.
Why do you make? Oh, to show how imposing he is.
He's just a tall dude in real life, but also I wanted to get both of them in the same shot, and it's hard to get a tall person, a short person. Okay, no, my brother is 6 feet. He's like 6'6".
Okay.
He's a tall man in real life,
Okay.
and it's funny because her and him next together, it's just like the height difference is insane because she's a short woman.
Look at his shoulders.
Look, she's she's like at his shoulder height.
With these, you know.
I could cut. Here's the thing. I needed to like tighten up some of these like shots better.
Oh God. Unedited. In
No,
its glory.
Yeah. So remember, there's supposed to be a shootout chase scene, and I could not afford that, so I just took footage, Olympic footage running of people running, and some shots of some guns firing, and some Roy Lichtenstein prints. So, okay, that first scene of darkness, you were just supposed to hear those two bickering at each other, and it was supposed to be funny. And then the lights turn on, and oh, big surprise! It's him! It's our main character stalking them.
But they were following him.
He was following them. They weren't following him. They didn't know that he was ahead of him. That's why they were surprised to see him.
Oh, okay.
He had broken in and had the lights off after, I guess he...
And he stole the sword?
Yes, from them.
This is,
They're the thieves.
This is the
This is the
1951 Chandler Avenue, whatever, address?
Yes.
Okay.
1951 is the year that I think he wrote The Long Goodbye, which is, again, a book I was reading a lot at the time.
The Long Goodbye.
So I could have just shown that, but I thought I better type it out, because now you just get to see it.
It makes the viewer have to pay attention.
Yes, it does.
Like, oh, I'll just listen to it. No, you have to watch it. You have to show and tell.
Also, I think I edited this movie not... This is when I did not have Final Cut Pro at the time, so this was all edited in, I think, Windows Movie... No, iMovie on a MacBook. Think about that.
I always used Movie Maker on Windows.
Chance meeting. There's the meet cute.
At a bus stop?
Yeah. Oh, mister, I love this wind so much.
I really am a sucker for wind, dude. I'm telling you, leaf blower. When we shoot our
You should see the movie Rashomon.
I have long hair. We need to use
I know. There's some.
leaf blower.
You should see the. There's a really cool scene with wind in the movie Rashomon.
Okay.
Directed by Akira Kurosawa.
I feel like I've heard it. It's one of those black and whites, right?
Yeah. Yes. A lot of his movies were. I mean, he didn't really direct a lot of color movies until maybe the 70s.
He stopped until at a while, no? Like,
oh boy, his first color movie, Dodeskaden, did so badly, and people were not ready for it that it pretty much put him in like a deep depression, and he just didn't. I mean, he didn't
killed himself days
he
later.
almost did. But then he made a movie in Russia that was that some people would say saved his life, and then he came back, and then luckily that's when like nerds who fucking loved his movies like George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola said, "Mr. Kurosawa, we will give you money to make a new movie." And he's just like, "Okay."
There was I was talking to you on Saturday, I think.
I fucking had to freeze that shot.
Yeah, I noticed the little jip.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling you how it'd be cool to shoot a movie about a guy who's like infatuated with a woman, right?
Yeah. You told me.
And it goes all through like poetic,
Can I tell you that you're the second person to pitch that movie plot to me?
No, but this is funny.
Okay, go on.
No spoiler warnings or anything, but he has the girl that he fascinates about.
Okay.
And at the end, it just shows him fascinating over another female.
Oh, okay. I like that twist.
It ends with.
Yeah.
I thought of a cool way to like how it starts, how it ends,
right.
Type thing. And it's like, oh, he was like infatuated with this woman. He was crazy about her. Like he he wrote like some Shakespearean
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
for her, right? And he's like stalking her, this, and that. And he knows how she smells, and it's like those are things you'd know if.
There's me playing another character.
But it doesn't show you.
Yeah.
Like you're not a speaking character, are you?
I am not, but here's a scene you'll like. So, because I'm not using like inner titles, right, to like describe the action. I'm using the typewriter to kind of say what's going on between them.
Did you type everything properly, or was there one word that you noticed like, fuck, I didn't spell that right?
I really had to try my hardest to like type everything correctly.
Okay. Because I haven't noticed like an E where an I is supposed to be.
I did a lot of practice, dude.
I couldn't do that, dude. This was all one take, right?
Yes.
The whole like.
A lot of it is.
The beginning.
Like for example, that was the main problem I would have is where like one of the little
what
like.
What happened right there? What was that?
One of the little things got stuck.
No, when it just blurred out.
Yeah, because my hand got in the way and I have it set on autofocus.
Which is unholy.
I know, it's bad. Unless you're talking about the movie autofocus, which is good.
Why do you have to do stuff like
that? Oh wait, I
did the space in
I
name?
did. Yeah, see,
so you did cause it. Okay.
Yeah, see? You see the author's hand even in the Look, this is a good defense on my end, but also there's my Wes Anderson shot right there.
I like that shot.
This is a good stupid defense, but I also believe in it genuinely, and that's like a good movie should show its a good movie shows its seams, which is I think like something that Orson Welles believed in, that like there should not be a perfect movie because it's too slick and like something to the idea that like the idea of a perfect movie shouldn't exist, and that some movies should be able to show their seams.
Why is it that when you said Orson Welles and like no scene should be perfect, why do I think about that bird that randomly comes out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Like almost near the end and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like why did he? And I think he like had the eye cut out, so it had like some green screen effect to it.
Something like that.
It was just like, if I remember right.
What movie? Wait, what?
This is Citizen Kane. There's like a cockatoo.
Oh yeah, it's remember. Okay, to be fair, you also have like that. I mean, he does have his like stupid little like zoo in Xanadu, home of Charles Foster Kane. His later movies I like a lot, actually. The ones that are super imperfect and he had to make like on the tightest goddamn budget. Like I have his Othello, so if you want to see Orson Welles in varying shades of blackface, that's good. But it's also with Shakespeare. So
various.
Okay, no, for real. There are scenes in Othello where like the dude looks like he looks like he's wearing shoe polish, and other scenes he just looks light skinned.
See, look at those shaky shots, man.
I had to shoot them from the inside of a car. I had to like steal these shots. This is part of guerrilla filmmaking, you ape.
Your incompetence will not validate your artistic endeavor. You could have just put it on a stand.
I needed to steal these shots. I had my mom's car for an afternoon. I'm like, I gotta steal some shots for this movie.
I like this one.
Quiznos.
Does that still exist?
No, that place is gone. It's a pizza place now. And this whole empty used to be a furniture store. Now it's a gym.
It's not the one down the street, is it?
Yeah.
The north side?
Yeah.
Oh, I drove past it.
Yeah. I shot this locally. This is the Woodland homegrown movie. Take that, Robbie Blake. Fucking.
What did he do?
He's the dude who was my high school film rival.
Shut the.
No. I'm gonna finish this.
On the record.
I'm gonna finish this. Hold on. All right. Take that, Robbie Blake. I know you got a job at working for BuzzFeed. How that's working out? They closed, but they're shutting down BuzzFeed News. You work for that, and that's all I'm gonna say. And I also heard that the play you wrote in high school as a teenager was mid. The death of Joe Grits my ass.
Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Are you done?
You know what I made in high school?
Did you get it off your chest?
Fun. You know what I made in high school?
What?
Those two movies I showed you that were in black and white.
The one about the emo kids.
The one where I talk shit on emo kids the whole time. Yeah, that's what I made in high school.
No one remembers the death of what's his name?
Yeah, exactly.
Norbit.
Exactly.
But
Norbit Grits. What?
But everyone remembers the email cutting.
Well, what do you think of this shot?
I liked it.
Yeah, I like the, you know, it's I always pick places with interesting architecture or weird architecture.
I don't know why I like showing foot to head,
like a whole wide shot.
Like some
like
people
a full
don't,
body shot.
Some people don't like that though, because it's like no, we sometimes we want to make someone look bigger or smaller.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but I'm like fuck, dude. I don't know why. Like me as a director, I'd be like head to toe. I want to see their whole.
You know who else thought that way?
Like you're watching them far enough to not be close enough to see just their.
You know who else thought that way?
Who?
Howard Hawks. Look how fucking tall this guy is. This is the 10th scene. Hold on.
Friend of mine was right. Give it a chance. Get out. Don't be so confident, bro.
I always, when I see him rise up, I always feel he's gonna get the top of his head chopped off of that fucking fan. Okay, no, Howard Hawks always shot things eye level because he wanted to show the fullness of the action. He also thought like you didn't need a lot of fancy editing to like make a really good action scene. You just needed to show things in its full clarity. And the action itself was what did it, you know. Well, there's your silhouette shot that you love so much.
I'm a sucker for a silhouette.
Remember, I made the scene super yellow in the.
Yeah, it looks a lot better this way.
Really?
Yeah, I like it. The other one just like look. Someone said it looks like they pissed on it.
To a piss filter.
Yeah, like because I wear yellow pants, it looks like you just pissed in your pants, and that's how you got the yellow pants.
Oh come on.
Yeah, so it's like I work with adults at Target Distribution. Next morning. Verte.
Vert. Yeah. Vert. Rojas is the man who hired Vert to retrieve the sword. Also, what does Rojas sounds like? Well,
Rawhide?
No.
Red?
Yeah. And his name is Vert, which is French for green. And red and green are opposite colors, so
they're complementary.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm not a color. What is it? Color
theorist.
Color wheel guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not one of those.
Color,
but I do know that.
I'm very bad with color theory, man. Like
green
this is why I hate. I have a younger brother who is on the spectrum, and when he watched this a lot growing up after I was done making it, and he would watch this scene and repeat what my brother was saying sometimes. He liked this fucking movie. He had no idea what a good movie looked like yet.
What a young fool. No, I made shitty films like comedy skits and stuff.
Yeah.
Like in high school, and a lot of the people they loved it. Like I remember looking at comments when you could put comments on people's pages and shit on YouTube. They're like, these videos make me forget about my troubles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
These silly videos mean a lot to me, and I'm just like,
made you feel good inside.
Yeah, dude. Like,
so the dude that hit, look at those old bananas, man. So
are they still there?
No, that's my mom's house actually. So I had to use my mom's house as like the place for that one dude that he was harassing in that green pickup. That was his place to check, because I guess he'd heard that like maybe that he was in cahoots with them, the two thieves that he stole from earlier.
Yeah.
So okay, this very bad dolly shot. This is one I had to make. I built a dolly.
Can you hear it?
Yeah,
that was it.
Can I explain my horrible dolly that I made?
Please.
Okay, so I was working at my dad over the summers. Every summer I would come home, and also when I was in high school, I worked at this like farming company, and we had a lot of scrap like spare parts. And I asked my dad, "Hey, there's some old like wheels on this dolly, or it's like you know those like little sliding, like those little like platforms that mechanics use to slide on their cars." He had an old one that they weren't using anymore. I asked him like, "Hey, can I take off these wheels and then put some like metal tubes on it? You weld them, and then I can stick my tripod on top." We did that, and it was the worst dolly ever.
We could tell. We just saw that.
You could hear it because one of those wheels were not rubberized; they were just solid plastic. You can go.
And you can't
on the asphalt.
WD-4 the bearings. The wheel. The wheel.
It's the sound of the wheels touching the pavement and moving backwards.
I saw someone, like I said, I told you, like they use PVC piping, and they just put the dolly on it. If you know what I mean? They just got like a L-shaped bracket, put wheels on it.
Yeah.
And they just put a
platform. I want you to remember this. This is.
I think it's like $40 they used to make it.
I want you to remember that this is before the popularization of the fake Steadicam made out of the PVC pipes and the weights had become a very popular DIY films. Like,
so is ignorance really bliss at this point in life? Like,
I don't regret. Look, I regret not. It's the movie I made, and I have to live with it for the rest of my life.
I like that. That's.
Let me ask you this. All right, this character is a detective, right? Do you believe that this teenage boy is a detective?
You're telling me he's not a detective?
Yeah.
I have been bamboozled. I have been hoodwinked.
It's one of my short films that I made for art school. The one that made me my film school, like my film department's like, oh, Carlos is the genre guy. He makes the genre movies. He's the crowd pleaser, like making little genre movies in an art school. One of my teachers said, like, what's really funny about this, Carlos, is that your movies is like you're casting your classmates in this, and it just looks like a bunch of kids playing cops and robbers or detective in your movies. But then you add the weird violence in it. It's like a weird Bugsy Malone, or like it's like the movie Bugsy, where it's like a gangster movie with like that's like made up of like kids.
Okay.
But you have all these weird violent scenes in it, so. Time passing.
The silence is deafening.
Yes. That was time passing. Also, we did shoot this in real time. We had to do a couple of takes, so it did get dark so we were lucky that it got dark after a while. Again, I shot this in the afternoons after I was done with work, or on weekends in the afternoon. So like,
how long did it take you from beginning to end for this?
Around a month, and I was shooting on weekends and afternoons after work and stuff. I fucking hate that my brother's wearing these like fucking like baggy ass white socks, these black shoes, and he's got that Michael Jackson effect. Oh, he's about to moonwalk.
He just does right now.
But also, this movie, look, this movie is not perfect, obviously. But one thing I do enjoy about this movie is that it's also a time capsule, and for me, one of the things that I do kind of want to do with my movies is also utilize places that are like familiar to me and capture them on film because one day they could not be there. For example, that Quiznos sub is now a Delish Pizza. And it's just like visiting places that I've grown up with and using them as characters in the movie itself, you know? Kind of like how, God, what's his name? The dude who directed the movie The Fall. Fuck, I forget it. I'm gonna do some quick Googling here. But you've seen The Fall, right?
The one that came out last year?
No, the other one. The one from like the early 2000s.
No, your dad!
My dead dad.
They're bastard.
Tarsem Singh. This movie. That's like this like stuntman telling this little girl like this like fantastic D&D campaign style story. He used that movie as an excuse to like essentially film and commit to film and preserve all these fantastic and beautiful places around the world and use them as like characters in this like fantastic movie. I'm not saying these areas are like should be preserved for society, but these are places I grew up with, man. This is what's familiar to me. I shoot in places I know because I know them and I want to make sure that they're there one day or not.
The movie is just a recorded memory.
Yes, it is. How do you feel about the close-ups? Well, I mean, I know you've complained a lot about the darkness and what. I hate that I used a fucking still for that. That was terrible. I'm sorry. I apologize. Also, I fucking shorthand a lot of stuff. Like, say, she explains, and then, like, I cut to a scene where it's, like, them miming explaining, and it's just, like, that's shit that I stole from Godard.
We really need to sit down and write a screenplay, dude.
I wrote one, I told you.
Oh, yeah, I have to read it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't us collaborating. It was just
true.
your mind.
That's true. That was just me being told by my TA that, you know, Carlos, you should really have like an actual like what's the conflict here? Well, the conflict is that one dude likes the other one, and then the dude likes the girl and the girl doesn't like the dude. They're their own conflict. Yeah, but you should have like some real conflict in this. So I had to rewrite. I don't know why I put these in here.
Communist Russia. The handshake with the communists. What the fuck? You've been a commie all along, you fucking bastard.
I've never not said.
Look at my planet. That's yellow octopus.
It's a very offensive explanation of like what would be like if China took over the world.
A giant yellow octopus.
You know, is
yellow supposed to be the yellow Asian?
Well, it's the yellow peril idea. The thing that the thing that your co-host Onito and Friends always fears and talks about. He's always talking about how like he's afraid that China's gonna bomb everyone all the time. I feel like not a week goes by where he doesn't mention a serial killer or some government conspiracy
about China.
Or maybe that's just work. I don't know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Taiwan is not its own country.
You fucking...
I'm saying it on the record. For all my CCP
you motherfucker.
supporters.
I guess you like communists too.
Nah, I was telling this guy at work, this Asian dude, he's like, oh, China owns everything. China this and that because he's Asian, right? I'm like, what about the lady boys in Taiwan? He's like, oh, we don't claim those. He just picks and chooses the best of their
hold on.
Yellow people.
He means Thailand.
What did I say?
You said Taiwan. You meant Thailand.
Thailand. Bangkok and all that. Thailand, Bangkok?
Yeah, that's Thailand.
Yeah, but I'm like, bro, look, think about it. Think about it like this. Cheap labor, right? There's so many of them, allegedly. I've never counted them. That's me being a conspiracy theorist. But it's like, it's a collaboration. It's a partnership. It's like we give them employment, they bring us cheap shit. You know, it's a business. It's a collaboration. I don't know, man. I was just like when I was talking to Nito about BRIC, Brazil, Russia, India, and China. I'm like, I told him what this guy who he wants on the show to be an old timey conspiracy theorist who lives in my trailer park. Mr. Dennis. He just turned 70 something, but. I was like, what do you think about BRIC? He's like, what's that? And it's like, oh, these people want to like back their money up, but it's like these big powerful countries. He's like, it'll fall apart. I'm like, because there's too many cooks in the kitchen. It's like
also,
whose face is going to be on the money?
Also, you have to remember that like the quality of some of their stuff is like not on the same par as American quality stuff. I'm not saying this as like to like.
Nito's intimidated by it. But I'm just like, nah, bro.
Dude, have you seen like you know why nobody takes North Korea seriously is because like they're fucking. It's like you're like, do you think the Roadrunner takes Wile E. Coyote seriously?
No, he's minding his business, running, jogging, doing what he loves.
Exactly. Anyways, what did you think of that shot? Where I just cut in like news footage of a bull running up the bulls.
I really like that.
You know what that meant to represent? Because he said he had to go to the cops, and I guess old timey slang is like, oh, I have to go deal with the bulls. So that was him. That was my little insert. That was my insert of him having to deal with the police.
Show pigs like the whole generic.
No, man, that's fucking gauche, dude. Oh, by the way, I apologize for my really shitty...
That's you!
By the way...
yeah!
Can I tell you something? I have a very bad accent in this movie because I'm supposed to be Mexican-Irish, and I'm supposed to have an Irish brogue.
Listen here, fella. We could see you in the reflection with the camera.
No,
am I lying?
No, you're
everyone watching. Look to your left. You can see yourself standing in front of. Is that a ghost?
By the way, now you can see the. Now you know what kind of camera was using. I still have it.
Is this you talking to him?
That's him talking, and you'll hear me talk in a second.
This is no ADR, right? This is all. Very You have you ever seen the ending of My Fair Lady? Well, when it was called 1938 Reptilania or
what?
Pygmalion.
Yeah. The one with Leslie Howard.
Fetch me my shoes, and it just shows the back of his head.
Yeah.
That's what you just did.
Okay, here's some behind the scenes stuff. Did you notice that there's a little folding chair behind the gate into like the patio of my dad's apartment, which we shot. Again, I shot using my dad's apartment and my mom's house. The reason that there's a chair there. Wait.
That's swell. What do you suppose we should do now then, Bert?
I don't know why I told him to act like that. But anyways, that fucking folding chair is because so we can climb over my dad the gate because I lost the keys that day.
The first might be Harry's house.
A lot of magic was happening that very. We didn't know history was being made.
Mm-hmm.
See, we don't see you in the camera no more. You got.
Yeah, because I fixed it.
Yeah, you noticed that you fucked up.
What if they're expecting us?
Yeah.
Is that the chair?
Yeah, there's the folding chair. We used to climb over the gate because I didn't have
Why
the
was
keys.
I picturing those chairs that they used to go camping, like the fabric ones?
Yeah. No,
that's a WWE wrestling.
No, yeah, it's a Saint Main. That's a Saint Main folding chair right there.
Sounds foolish, but I guess we don't have a choice. When do we start?
She's down, like Charlie Brown, out of town. Why do you keep using this artist's illustrations?
It's because I was watching a lot of Godard movies and I was trying to be symbolic and have all these juxtapositions of sound and image. It's meant to be all representational. I also feel like it's just a way for me to kind of spice up a movie that is kind of boring.
You're going to help me look for them here. I know you get around better with that book.
Why can't you come with me?
Because you happen to run to Rojas in the next town.
What are you doing?
Yourself, you're off with me. I know this town better than all of you anyway, on foot or by car.
I love that.
What?
That's the artist who did
Edward Hopper. Yeah.
He did the.
I love Ed Hopper.
What is that famous corner shot of his?
No, fucking Nighthawks.
Nighthawks.
Yeah.
There you go. I was gonna say
I like his other. I actually like his other artwork more than Nighthawks because he knows how to draw. He knows how to paint emptiness really well.
They did. I watched this thing called I forgot what it is right now because I'm on the spot.
Mhm.
But he did a topic on the Harper guy.
Yeah.
And he had a scene. Oh, I love that. He had a scene, a photo or a painting that he did where a girl's sitting in a bed.
Yeah.
And the sun's just hitting her. And
That's
stuff,
the
and she's
one
all
I fucking
curled up.
love. Yeah, that's the one I love.
For some reason, I see that. I'm like, there's a soul to that. Painting
I love.
there.
I think he's super underrated outside of his most famous work, and people don't realize
Nighthawks
it.
is great.
Yeah,
but he's got other great.
No,
pieces.
I feel
he's
like
not a one-hit wonder.
No. He's not a one-hit wonder, and I think people overlook that. And I'm just getting all these shots of these different hotels because it's meant to represent them hitting every hotel to find these crooks.
That's very.
All these places are now gone, by the way. Tony's hotel that's being destroyed down the street.
That's hella cool, dude.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
this is gone. This is now gone too.
We have one of those outside, barely leaving my town. I want to.
That's
use
gone
it
now too.
I hella want to use that.
This one's down the street from me, right near the middle school. That's actually that's actually around the corner from me. That's still there, but now it's not called the Cinderella Inn. And they had a picture of Cinderella from Disney on there, but now it's just a different fucking thing. And also that cut where as soon as he closes the door, the music cuts away. That's something I like doing.
Like you slam it, then.
Yeah, the music cuts off. Yeah.
You should do that again.
I like how a lot of my brother's wardrobe for this movie is his work clothes. Also, god damn it, why did I cast my brother as this detective when he's
who would you have cast differently?
I thought about myself, but I didn't want to act in front of it. Actually, the role I play in the movie, it was meant for a friend of mine who fucking dipped on me, but he's a Trumper now, so who cares?
What's wrong with Trump?
Anyways, so no, it's funny because it's
I lived in Texas, pal. I know where you're from, Chicagoans.
No, okay. So I had a friend named Jameson who.
You wrote this for him.
I wrote this character Agar, to play him.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Playing Agar? Yeah.
Agar. Yeah. And he fucking never showed up to like the first day of shooting for it. So and this is like supposedly me after having like gotten into a fight. It's like
You know, this is now that I watch all this, I could see where you got the podcaster telling a story thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm about it.
Yeah. But I feel like it'll be cooler because I think, again, this is 10 years later, or more than 10 years. Yeah, this is like...
We got a little more funding, we got a little more...
Well, this is going to be like 14 years later, so I feel like I've grown more.
You know what you should do?
What?
Make a sequel to this.
I thought about it.
The one that we make it a sequel.
I almost wrote it.
Update it with the podcast instead of the typewriter. We could still use the typewriter.
Yeah. I almost wrote it though, and that was someone in the garage coming in. I shot this in my mom's garage. Those scenes. I like how the first time I showed you what I looked like in this movie, you're like, dude, you look paisa as fuck.
Why was that the first thing I said? Because you do. Now you got a beard and you're bald, and you got that Chicago freaking snow covering your fucking skin. You pale motherfucker.
I used to work outside in the sun every day, and
shows.
It
shows.
How do you want me to look as a man who lives inside of a warehouse?
I could see. You need vitamin D pills. You're so pale.
I know. My mom said that to me the other day.
This guy at work said, "How do we get vitamin D?" I'm like, "Get a pill. Take vitamins."
By the way, my character Agar is named after John Agar, who is in a lot of old 1950s sci-fi movies, like Creature from the Black Lagoon.
What would be cool about you making a sequel to this, like your whole cinematic universe thing, is like people will have to go back to this and to like really take in your whole story.
For some reason, the aspect ratio changed in that one shot. I don't know why.
Do it again. No. Let it play. Let it play. From beginning to end.
Okay, I did make up my own cinematic universe once upon a time, and it did not. Dude, you want a better chair?
No. That shit you did in Chicago, right? The Black
stuff? I did. That was going to be a trilogy. And also, to be fair, I always like to think my movies all existing in the same universe, anyways.
Yeah, you're in them. You had something to do with it.
That's a mood right there. Just sitting down on your couch, just watching, in the glow of the TV. There's me doubling for like that character that came up to him the other day on the street. I'm playing two different characters. I play that one dude the dude's face you never see, whose name is Whiskey O'Brien.
How do we make our characters more memorable?
What do you mean?
Like when you watch the dude, he's got that funny, outfit.
Representative. Sorry.
So it's like, how do we make something like stick out? Like, okay, like Jesus and
yeah. Oh yeah.
Or Donnie and. Oh, you son of a pretentious bitch. You could have broken his freaking blinds that way, fucker.
I know.
Asshole.
I like this shot here.
That was good. That was a good shot. I hate the shot. That thing covering his belly.
I wish you could see me better, but that would have been so much better with the swinging and
that's a good.
That would have been better if it was better lit.
Yeah.
But again, I'm working with what I got at the time. So him dealing with the police again.
You ever watch Cracked?
I used to watch it a lot.
Like the Batman on $20.
Yeah. I've seen that before.
Tiger's Tail is $0.
This was made on $0.
So that's even better than $20, bro. You're a real communist, bro. You really utilized the kind hearts of the people around you.
Kevin Smith made his first movie, Clerks, on weekends for like I think a year or so, just using his friends and family that he had, which is I'm surprised we should probably put that on our list too to show you what true like kind of indie like make shit on the weekends.
Did he shoot it in black and white because it was cheaper?
Yes, it was.
Okay,
he's right. He's right.
And that way you don't have to worry about like lighting that much.
Oh yeah. Like black and white is so forgiving, and it's super underrated. But people only want to use it like, I shoot in black and white because it's an artistic choice as opposed to a budgetary choice. Which is what it should be.
Is that the joke or is that the fact? It's an artistic choice.
If you shoot on video, okay, here's a good example. We shot this over 2 days. This one was shot late afternoon, and then the pickup shots we did after was shot on the second day, earlier in the day.
He's back with her again.
Don't
This is her best scene, by the way. She's fucking good at this.
She carries this whole movie, dude. I only watched.
She's only in two. She's
I only
in
watched
3
this
scenes
because of her, dude. I didn't care about your brother being a detective.
No, he's not good at it. And bless him.
She is the only reason I'm watching this.
Because she's fucking good.
And she remembered her lines, dude.
Yeah.
Look at that pull, bro.
This is when I finally got the.
I'm getting hot, dude.
You fucking.
I'm getting hot. I'm taking my coat off.
Now you understand why she was like my childhood, like she was my high school crush.
That was the way you blended her far to close up.
Yeah.
That was such a good blend.
This is when I was. I think this. By the way, I shot this mostly in order.
Oh, so you do one line and then have her do her line.
Oh well, I mean,
you wouldn't have him read the whole thing.
No, I
and
mean
then
the
cut it in?
scenes. The scenes I would shoot mostly in order. Also, you could tell this is now getting dark. Yeah.
I used to do with my friends, like I'd say my line and then he'd see, but we'd film my line and then I'd
no, I knew better after that. I knew better after that.
You didn't do what I did on here, huh?
No, I did that originally, and then but what would happen was I shot the movie's scenes mostly in order, so we wouldn't shoot them out of sequence. It was just easier to edit this way, I guess. She's good.
Bitch.
Fucking
bitch.
I'll tell you after off the podcast, but she was like a high school crush of mine. But
why did she agree to this? She could do so much better.
Oh, she's in Arizona now.
She has to carry this whole film.
In 3 scenes, she's barely in it, but God. she even my mom, she's like, she's. Really
it's like Beetlejuice, bro.
It's like Carlos, she's a very good actress,
bro. It's like Beetlejuice. It's 15 minutes of fucking Beetlejuice, dude. The rest is unnecessary.
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, fuck him.
And what's her name? Was it Winona Ryder?
Fuck her too. I don't like her. They said they're making a second one with Jenna Ortega, dude.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's another. See, this is when like I really started utilizing the hell out of that fucking wheelchair, man. Did she improv most of this because I think she forgot some of her lines, but it works because her attitude.
You wouldn't have made her do it again?
No, she was good.
I wouldn't have noticed if you didn't tell me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck that bitch.
She is the femme fatale. She's the evil one. But also the one that he is supposedly in love with, that he has no chemistry with. My friend Vicky, who plays Madeline, she did not want to be in this movie. But she was in it because I asked her to be in it, and she has like no energy in her fucking lines.
See, this is why I was impressed by this, bro. You got all these people together to make your vision come true, dude.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to wrangle up people?
Oh, I know.
Because you always get there's either 3 people. It's just like when you sell shit door to door.
Yeah.
People who are like, no, passive, like, no, I can't do it. Or, oh my God, I'm so down. Please, please, please. And then there's some people who are like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I don't want to do nothing with you. And it's like, I hang around with you every day, bro. Just stop over for 5 fucking minutes. And it's like, go fuck yourself. So,
it's funny how people are like that, but well, I mean, it's the same thing when you like, for example, we have a D&D game on your podcast, on your other podcast, and it's hard to get people together to just so we can continue that fucking game. We've only had 2 sessions.
Yeah.
That luckily Juan's broken up into a few episodes because they're long. That's my mom's car, and for some reason that's meant to be like a fucking like gang.
You have
like
the blinkers on?
I don't know why I had them on.
You nerd. You're supposed to be Agler or Agler?
Yes, I'm Agler.
You just got in a fight and everything.
I'm so bad at this fucking accent. I just sound like I just like. And of course, go ahead, point out the fucking problem when I'm driving. These Tarantino like ass behind the like back of the head driving shots.
I really want to emulate more of Tarantino.
I
like
don't.
His talking.
He's I'm not gonna say he's a bad filmmaker.
Why'd you hit him?
Because I'm betraying him.
You son of a cold bitch.
Yeah. Oh.
This is it.
Yeah, my wife.
This is the shot.
This is the shot my wife likes, and she helped me shoot this that day.
That's a good shot.
She's the one. By the way, this is her shot. She was helping me shoot that day. She was the one who pulled the wheelchair while I had it set to record. So
okay.
she
she's
did
been
that.
involved in 2 of my 3 favorite scenes.
Yes.
You picked a good one.
Yeah. She's very supportive of all my artistic endeavors.
I like how still that is.
Because it's a tripod.
I love stillness. I love the stability.
Okay.
I'm half Irish, so nothing.
I'm half Irish.
I don't know what my grandfather used to smell back when I was a kid.
You don't know what he used to smell like? You poor child.
I had a whole monologue about why I hate the Hallmark store in this fucking movie. I just said it.
Yeah, did you put it in there?
It's in there. I think you missed it.
The Mexicans have a gate like that.
See, I'm gonna go home and watch this again, but with audiphonos, with fucking headphones on.
Yeah, I know. Fair.
So I'm gonna watch this again, dude.
I want the sword now.
Because we commented through the whole thing.
Deal's off. I'm tired of waiting for you. And I'm tired of waiting for Rojas and his lynchers.
You know, in some scenes, I look like I could be an extra in like in like an episode of The Sopranos, or
You look Italian.
I look Italian in this shot, and also with the leather jacket, I look
Hella
like
Italian.
I look like I could be like
The
some
slick
mook.
backed hair.
Yeah, I look like I could be a mook in Goodfellas. You know,
Yeah.
someone who would obviously be in the background when we get shot by Robert De Niro at a certain point.
You're-
I know for sure I'm getting killed in a
You're
scene.
a fall guy. You're a fall guy.
I'm a dead guy. I'm a mook. I could be a mook in a movie.
I really want to jump off that bridge.
We're gonna do it.
Okay.
We'll do it. All right. You want you want it? We'll manifest it.
I really want to jump. I'll do it twice.
Look, see, in this scene, I look like I could be Italian.
You look Italian.
I look like I could be either Italian or Mexican, but
look
definitely not Irish.
You look exotic, dude. You're anything. You're everything but Irish right there, actually.
Yeah, it's why my grandfather always said, "Pero Carlos, ¿por qué se cambió? ¿Por qué se llamó Anthony Quinn?" Anthony Quinn was like a Mexican actor, Mexican American actor who people got like, all right, we need someone who's vaguely ethnic looking. Could you play an Eskimo in this movie?
Yeah, I'm your guy.
Yeah. Savage Innocence.
Why did he change his name? It's easier to write on the Google.
It's easier to get a job in a Hollywood studio. By the way, you never comment on the fact that he's hiding a sword inside of a guitar case.
I've never noticed.
Oh,
If you didn't point this out. Hold up, I need to get my glasses.
I'm so mad that
I can't drive without my glasses.
I know it's bad. It's bad because I really can't see without my
How
glasses.
did you keep it so still?
Because I had the tripod on the back seat.
And it just stood there?
Yeah.
That is so steady.
Yeah. By the way, I like these shots because it's also something I use for my later films because I like the work of Wim Wenders, who is makes a lot of road movies. So obviously I wanted to pay tribute to him and his driving scenes.
I wanted to use a giant white sheet and a projector to do a backdrop.
Oh, we could totally fucking do that.
Can we do that?
Hell yeah, we can.
For the love of fuck.
Hell
can
yeah.
we do that?
Yes. I have a
Please.
projector. Let's just shoot a couple driving scenes and just fucking put
And
them in
use
the back.
our own footage?
Yeah, that's how you would do it.
I was
So he crashed the car that we were in, and obviously he's walking away from the crash.
Yeah.
I thought I was being cool with this scene where he's just like,
I like how messy it is.
he's like in pain. He just walked away from a crash. It's like, it's like I can't remember what I don't know. I guess it makes me think of No Country for Old Men, but also makes me think of like.
Did you ever make anything an hour and 11 minutes?
No,
long?
I never made anything that long again.
So this is your moxie at its 100%.
I did make one other short film that was longer called B for Body, C for Canal, where I had my cousins and his school friends make up stories about them being kids and finding a body underneath a bridge.
Very Stand By Me.
Yeah, that's another one that you should watch. I think you'd probably enjoy that one. It's more of a documentary, a fake documentary. It was really all right. I used the topic of make stories up, you're a bunch of kids and you're playing a bunch of kids who find the body, right? And I use it as more as a documentary, as a document of how kids will make up shit, to how they make up stories and the things that influence them, So you like that steady shot?
I really am. When it's steady, it's less nauseous, dude.
Of course. Fair enough. Fair.
Because I'm a viewer, and it's like
I know
my
it's
eyes
it's.
Okay, so I noticed this. If you ever watch Mad Max Fury Road, one of the films I have, there's an action scene where they go through the dust, right?
Yeah.
And George Miller was saying how he spent years on this, just like visualizing it.
Yeah.
But he was showing how when you cut from one scene where your eye was, it goes to the other shot where that is.
Yeah.
So it makes the viewer like not sick.
Yeah.
Like a shaky cam type crap.
And
right?
he's the dude.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. He's the dude who'd probably be the expert on that because his movies are stupidly kinetic, which is what I love about the man.
But it doesn't make you sick when you watch it.
Oh,
so
I know.
Like, I didn't watch it on the big screen, but I watched it on DVD.
I watched that bad boy.
I loved it.
I watched that bad boy on the big screen for my birthday one year when it came out.
And anytime anyone talks about it, I'm just like, I am for it. Like if you watch like essays and stuff, like I always like watching behind the scenes.
I like the shot. I like that. Like she's in the doorway right here in the hallway, and then he's sitting over here, and it's just like dark. I like that.
We need to make him stick out next time because
I know.
It blends with the.
I know. That's my bad. That's my bad.
That's why I'm scared. Like if you walk in front of a shot and it's like dark in the background, and you're wearing dark clothes, it's like fuck. How do I make my the black hair thing? Like how do I make that stick out?
One
with this shot.
Lighting, two. So this is a scene that I thought was well lit well enough, but
no, it's lit well. We can see your intentions are now that you say them. But if I was watching, I'd be like, it's all about her because she's imposing. She's so big. She's a pillar in this scene.
Yeah. Also, again, this is going back to Godard influence. I hold scenes on where people are listening because I had this thing where I like getting shots of like people and how like their reactions when they hear things, you know. So that's a thing that I use a lot in this movie.
That's Godard.
Yeah, Jean-Luc Godard. He did like Breathless. Yeah, he did a lot of that stuff. He would cast his.
Did he do it good?
Hell yeah, he did. I think so. Maybe your mileage may vary on it, but
I'd be like, it was too long. Why did
he does a lot of that stuff though? So you'll be surprised. I don't know. I'll let you borrow some of his movies. I have a whole bunch of them. I would have cast maybe not someone who was my brother, someone maybe closer to my age.
I will fit that role.
You honestly, here's the thing: if we hadn't told Juan that he's gonna be the main character now,
dude, you wrote me off, you fucker.
You wanted him to be in it.
I said he could be a part of it. He doesn't have to carry the film.
You know what? Maybe all right. How about this? He should be the guy.
He can't jump off the bridge. I have to.
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
How's this? You play this character, right? You be the podcaster. Have Juan be the dude who like fuck because he's an imposing big guy. Have him be the guy that you fight on the bridge. But instead, you get thrown off, and then you're telling the story about like how you threw off that guy. But clearly in the movie, we see you get thrown off, so it's ironic. You know, how's that? It's the unreliable narrator.
You know what I was thinking?
Mm-hmm.
I'll wear something that's similar to what he's wearing.
Okay.
So it's like I'll tie my hair in a ponytail and tuck it into my coat.
Yeah.
And it's like I'll jump off of it, making it look like it was him who got thrown off.
No,
but then again, we can't have him clinging on to the bridge.
I like you. I like the idea that you're a podcaster now, telling these old detective stories.
I don't want to make myself a joke. I used to do silly films. I want to do a serious film.
No, this is serious.
This is
but
serious.
also, yeah, it is serious. But
there's like sprinkles of silly.
I like the idea that like you're an unreliable narrator, lying to your listeners about these old detective stories that detective cases used to be on.
It's in my contract that I can't look silly.
Okay, Vin Diesel. Okay.
I was thinking myself more of The Rock.
Okay, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Okay, man. Look, I'll do silly. I love silly. We could do one joke. We could do one joke of film.
Okay, how's this? Have you? I'm gonna make you.
Don't make me a clown. Is what I'm saying.
I'll make you watch the movie The Long Goodbye, directed by Robert Altman, starring Elliot Gould.
Okay.
That's a detective movie that's based on a more serious work, and it is a serious movie, but the main character is kind of a joke and out of place. You'll see why, but I'll make you watch that, and then you'll understand what I mean when I think about this. I know it's not still. All right.
I would have liked it if it was more still.
I know it would have been great if it were on a tripod, wouldn't it? Evan?
And which you have.
Which I do have.
You didn't use it
because I stole this fucking shot. All right, I got my.
And you could have cut it before that truck. You could have shot it again.
No, I wanted that. I thought about that, but I wanted that car in the scene.
Okay.
Just because I didn't want it to feel so empty. I wanted to be like he's existing in a world, you know.
And this is enough alone time, so the viewer could be like, okay, this is the main protagonist.
And now just like the whole deal between her and him and Madeline are just like, all right, how about we get the sword and you and I will like run off together and like sell it and start a whole new life. And then he comes back just like
Madeline's
she's
the
gone.
girl with glasses, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the whole thing is like he's just like, no, I want to finish this job, all right. I want this out of my life, and it's just like, no, just come with me, Nicholas, and all that. And it's like, no, and it's so just like, look, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna walk away, and if you're still back here, then I'll do what you say. But I'll believe you, and we'll do this thing. But if you're, this is a great fucking scene that I stole from the movie DOA. Another movie. Oh my god, DOA is so good. I can't believe this is a rule that I broke. Never put better movies. Never mention or put a better movie in your crappy movie. But this fucking scene is so good, and I can't believe I stole it from my fucking stupid movie.
Him running through a live crowd, dude.
You want to talk about stealing shots? They had poor Edmund O'Brien run through a crowd, and this is him reacting to. This is how you react when you find out that you're terminal.
What's terminal?
He's terminally ill.
Like he's got cancer?
Worse.
AIDS?
He's got like a no. This is 1940s, so this is like a poison. He's like
the black lung,
something like that. And then I got cut with him because it's him realizing where everything is, and then like. Okay, so what happened was, he offered his love interest like, hey, I'm gonna leave, and if you're still here, then I believe you and we'll run off together. But if I leave and I come back and you're not here, that means you are a liar, you don't love me, and I don't care about you anymore. Get out of my life. He comes back, he doesn't see her, but he finds bloodstains on the carpet, just like, wait a minute. So then he runs as fast as he can to this place, because we find out that this man takes the bus everywhere around town. And now he sees the car that belongs to the thieves, and he's just like, all right. Shit's about to go down. Also, you didn't complain about the darkness scenes in this movie during our conversation in this as much as I thought you would have.
I'm listening to it a lot better now.
Okay.
And with the whole pacing and everything, it kind of like...
It works.
It's good to have
lighting,
works. And it's good to have darkness, you're right.
It works. It works. It works.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm not going to give you a compliment. I'm just going to say it's tolerable.
How do you feel about the typewriting scenes?
I am for it.
Wow, I always thought that's what I cut out. That's what I cut out in the recuts.
When you were talking about the podcast thing for our first collaboration, and Joe Dirt.
That's right.
Fuck.
That's right.
Talk show, just like us.
That's right.
Guy walks in. What the fuck? Look at this 1970s mullet having Trans Am
That's
driving.
right. That
women.
movie. That
I'm Joe Dirt, and I walk into Nito's podcast.
You're a detective that Nito interviews, and you're telling him about like one of your most weirdest cases. Just like, so Mr. Nicholas Ver, what's the weirdest case you've ever had? Well, it was about the sword, right?
The tiger's tail.
Yeah.
You should have been there.
I hate how good she is because she's the best She's the best actor in the movie,
dude.
You know what's sad? My friend Sebastian, the guy who plays her boyfriend, the tall dude.
Yeah.
He was trying so hard to be good and like play tough.
No.
It doesn't work.
He looks plastic.
By the way, shout out to my friend Sebastian who's in this movie. He's in this scene. He's a dead body hidden by the couch. He never showed up, and it's so sad I made him be in this scene. We never see him. You were supposed to see him at like the darkness of the scene. It wasn't
if you would have shot this in black and white, one light would have just.
Oh, I know. It makes me mad that it's not in black and white now. Because there's a scene that I recolored in black and white for this, and it looks great. But no, I thought I'm gonna shoot this in color. I've been shooting too much in black and white. I thought this should be in color this time, but no. Look at me, stupid fucking guy. And this is the scene where I made my brother cry because I told him to memorize this fucking monologue where he explains their whole plan to her.
This is the end, right?
Yeah.
So him holding on this would have been nice if you would have done it in the beginning. You hold on a big intro shot.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the typewriter thing. That's just me That's just me trying to argue. Or maybe it worked out better. Probably if you would have held on too long at the at the freeway and stuff, it would have.
No, that scene could have been better.
Another near perfect setup.
Because you really like just jumped into the story as soon as you start filming the the freeway.
Why not?
Yeah,
that's how most detective stories pop in. You got the detective meeting his client, and it's just we're there. When the big sleep starts, it's Philip Marlowe is talking about his like nice fucking powder blue suit that he's wearing, and how he's gonna meet his elderly like client that he's gonna work for.
You didn't have to make your brother cry, dude. You're so mean.
I know. I genuinely regret that. I genuinely do.
But art is pain.
Hey, I'm not like Werner Herzog when Werner Herzog was making Fitzcarraldo, Klaus Kinski, his lead actor, got on the nerves of everybody because he's a fucking maniac. And the local natives that he had on set went up to Herzog and just like, hey, do you want us to kill him? We'll do it.
I was picturing more James Cameron on The Abyss.
Oh yeah,
We're not animals.
Oh yeah,
Don't
no.
treat us like animals.
Remember, I told you I've hurt my actors by accident. I broke my friend's wrist I sprained my friend's wrist during a fight scene in college.
I like that close up.
I know it's great.
Intense.
I love it. I know it's great.
That poor girl. She hit her head, and it wasn't even on film, on video.
You could hear that thud though.
That wasn't ADR.
That wasn't Foley.
That was a real.
Okay, what do you think of that scene where he shoots her though, and like you cut to him the close up of him going like that?
I love it.
I don't know why he looked at the camera so angrily. Maybe that was him coming out. Maybe that was him coming out like being fucking pissed at me, which is fair. Oh, the fucking brick phones. This is 2009.
Hold up, bro. You're wasting my minutes.
By the way, how do you think it did the blood on her?
Looks great.
What?
Looks fantastic.
No. How do you think? What do you think that blood is? You think it's like bright red corn syrup, or what do you think it's made out of?
It looks like you got a sponge and just dabbed her with some red shit.
I got some red acrylic paint, and I said, "Paint yourself."
And that's what she did.
She did. It was washable. Don't worry.
She still has it to this day.
No, I've seen her like a few times in like the last maybe not in the last 10 years, but I know it.
We're back at the beginning.
Yep.
Where's your cousin?
Would it be funny if my brother had like a fucking boner?
What?
Would it be funny if my brother had like a boner in that scene?
We're adults. You're not. How old are you? 20? You're not 20 anymore, fucker. Don't say shit like that. You're a 34-year-old bald man. You can't make jokes like that, Carlos.
It would be funny if like
he's got a fucking red rocket. Are you high? Did you do that funny shit when I was gone? You smoked herb?
No.
Why would him having a boner be funny?
I just think it's funny. It's like he's lying back. It's like he's clearly had enough of it at this moment in time. This fucking gangbanger shows up.
Killing a bitch just gets him off. Killing a bitch just...
Oh, I left this in as is. I like that montage actually. I hate that my cousin is he did not match the character he was playing, but I needed somebody. Also, you can tell how hot it was because the sweat glistening on his head.
This place empty. You're just saying that to scare me.
He looked at me. He looked at me.
Think about it. How hard is it
He was unsure of that line. And I did no retakes. I like this. I just wish I didn't cut his chin off in that scene.
streets? Shut up, Bert. You're just trying
I like that. I like that shot.
In my opinion, this is a perfect setup. And best of all, I'm bait. You know about bait, right, Rojas?
I said, shut it, Bert.
Oh, look, that one place that you say.
Before we get into the
Isn't it now Mosaic?
Museum of Science and
Industry or whatever?
something. And culture. Something.
Yeah.
No. Where's the bike? Where's the bike rider?
No.
Where is the random bike rider?
I think you can actually see my mom in one scene in this too. I'll show you. I'll tell you.
She drove you here?
She did drive us there.
Aw.
I didn't have my own car. I was still living with my family, so there it is. There's this intense scene with a gun and this like random cyclist like.
The pièce de résistance.
Hold on.
The cyclist.
I like there's no blood on him.
I could have fallen better than that.
Yeah, you could have.
I'm a good faller.
Would you have dressed better than him to like actually show that you're like a crooked antique dealer?
Look at me, dude. I look like I.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Oh, right there. My mom was in that scene real quick. She didn't get out the fucking shot.
Mom.
Yeah, I like the shot though.
It's a good one. I like that hill, that point of view from down.
Yeah.
Up. He looks heavenly. He looks lovely. Who did he find?
You'll see. Watch Michael watching this. He just skips through all the typewriter scenes and misses so much context.
Who?
Harry. It's the dude from the green pickup truck we only saw once that he was harassing one time. His little like underworld informant. He found him dead. Rigor mortis has already set in.
We need to find a way to make the typewriter go faster next time.
I have to type faster.
Then we need to do that.
Yeah, no.
But it's such a powerful shot. Oh, it never showed you changing paper.
And now I'm going through the cast. Using the original paper I I did fuck up a few times. See, my brother's last name is messed up. That's what his name was, Gerard Kelly. So stupid.
Who's Gerard Kelly?
My friend Sebastian, he played the tall dude. And then me as
Sebastian's his name in the movie, right?
No, Sebastian is the name of the actor. And then what kind of last name is fucking Harry Lobos? Sorry.
That's his, dude.
That's it. That was Tiger's Tail. And there's the other movies that have that name in it. Oh, I wonder if they still have it. Because before, the Internet Archive used to have like a little like, oh, here's like a little thumbnail from every like few seconds, and they don't have it anymore. I missed that because it showed me all the best shots from my movie actually. But yeah, there you go. What are some thoughts now that you've seen this thing in its full glory?
I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, you like that a great deal.
It changed my life.
Yeah, it changed your life.
I'll never be the same after this moment.
Okay.
I liked it. It was cool. You made it, and I know you, and you made something that I wish I could have done when I was 20, dude. People for years would hit me up and be like, hey, do you still do films? I'm like, no. I gave up.
Hold on.
I got a girlfriend and stopped doing that.
That's where you went wrong. You had a girlfriend and you stopped doing it. I had a girlfriend this whole time and I never stopped.
I guess
All right.
I didn't want it enough.
See, here's a good example of color correcting at the black and white. Look how good that looks.
That looks a lot better.
It's fucking great looking.
Because the other one, it's just so dull.
I know the colors are
just
bad.
sucked.
Yeah, because like it's on like consumer grade like home video like mini DV.
How much can you record on those things?
Oh, well, as long as the tape is like maybe like an hour and a half.
It was recorded on digital, but through film.
No, just all digital and exported to like digital thing. You know what? I think I did put like a fake film grain on this. Because I went in and this is edited on Final Cut.
This was 2012?
Yes. So this is the movie's over at this point. I'm just showing Jonathan some recut, some re-edits from it from the later version that I recut that I probably need to upload to YouTube.
Everyone who watched the movie with us would have known.
Yes.
Carlos. You shut your mouth! You showed them black and white. You're showing me black and white, but they're seeing your dull color, dude.
Yeah, I know. It sucks how much
you peasants.
It sucks how good this looks in black and white. I also hate how fucking pretentious I made some of the dialogue. But again, I was thinking like, oh, you know what? Be really good dialogue if these fuckers just talked about like philosophy in between, like sociopolitics in between, like a Godard, like a French New Wave movie. They just fucking talk about like sociopolitical things as if they were normal like college students, but they're not. They're supposed to be normal people who are like making these big like socio-political statements.
It's like it's their first semester in like political science.
Yes.
And they're just like, you understand Howard Zinn? Have you read?
Look, Richard Dawkins and all this.
All that crap, dude. It's like, dog, you haven't even graduated. Like, why are you schooling me?
Oh, I know.
I don't know.
See, in the actual finished movie, this shot is like at dusk, and it doesn't look any different than the 2 shots before.
It looks good, dude. Black and whiting, dude. You should have black and whited it.
I know I should have.
What do you think about it now that you're watching it with an audience that doesn't give a fuck about your feelings?
Now that I've rewatched it with you.
Again, these are all my opinions.
No. I completely understand.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's been a long time since I've had someone watch it with me who actually has who isn't just being like, wow, that was really cool, Carlos. You know, like you did a good job.
I could be a yes man if you want me to.
No, I don't want you to be a yes man.
You did great, dude. Everything was fantastic.
Well, I like that the scenes that you like that you do praise me for. I find them very interesting because it's just like, it's like, why didn't you do better here? But then also ask me like, I actually like the way you did that, and it's just like I appreciate a lot, you know.
Because you had some good shots.
That's it for episode 2 of Enriquez and Gudino, the special director's edition,
commentary,
exploring my directorial career.
The links will be in the description. Watch.
If this is on YouTube, it's in the description. Watch along. All the films that we talked about are on my YouTube channel. If you're listening to this on audio, I will try to put the links in the description as well. Watch along. Again, my videos are on my Vimeo link too. I'll put both YouTube and my Vimeo. My Vimeo is way older.
And our Cash App will be in there too, so send us money.
Send us money, we can make more films.
Support our endeavors.
If not, fuck, I guess we're just going to have to save up.
No, you will give us your money. You will give us your support.
Jonathan will be releasing a new app, a soothing sleep app, but it will be all subliminal messages of sending him money.
Make me live my dreams. Dreams aren't just for sleep.
You are sleeping. It's an ASMR thing. It's like, you're sleeping.
I have the mics for it.
Oh fuck! You got those ear mics.
No, I meant like this, like the ones we're using.
No, have you seen those ASMR mics that have like the 2 ears on it?
Yeah, I use my headphones on those.
I find them creepy, man. Like I don't like ASMR.
I just like it when
ASMR.
I just like it when they licked it.
Oh no, God! I don't like it. See, some people have that get that. Tell me. Anyways, thanks for listening. Next episode for sure will be Con Air, and go ahead, do your little whistle sign off.